up, get out right out of your bed, that's your quicksand. Getting rid anxiety and head, you can fix it. Rid of stigmas, all of them you said, we ain't listening. Just remember, try to do your best, you can win this. Maurice Benard, State of Mind.
Hi, how are you? Did you see how I just smiled like that? Like so natural and weird? That's cool. My name is, you know who, Maurice Benard, and this is State of Mind on Sunday. And I just want to talk like this because it makes me feel like I'm a DJ. Subscribe if you like what you see. Subscribe because can we get to 200,000 subscriptions? But if we got to 1 million, if you just hit that button like a lot, right, or have somebody else hit it. I know I don't think you can hit it twice, but you just have somebody else hit it, and I can get to 1 million. Let me tell you something. If we get to 1 million, I'll figure out what I'll do. So today we have someone. Now, look, this is what my wife said, Air Force, Secret Service. So we're going to, that's what she said, but I got some other stuff I got one thing that he's done, but I'm not going to talk about it until we talk about it. That I'm just psyched the hell up right now. It's just the coolest thing. But this individual, I'll tell you, he's a badass, but looks like the sweetest guy in the world. It's amazing, but he could tear you down. Just saying, I just met him. That's the first impression I got, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, his name is Alan Klingbeil. What's happening, man?
Hey, Maurice, it's an honor to be here, man. I really appreciate that intro. That's incredible.
Thanks, man. The intros and at the end of my stuff are they're off script, and I just say whatever comes to the and that's what I felt when I saw it. I'm like, I think I could take this guy.
I mean, you might be able to. You never know, right? Yeah.
You'd be great in a movie, though.
Well, thank you very much.
You'd be great in a movie where they don't know that you're who you are, and all of a sudden you start, doing what you do, right?
Right.
So since I don't know a lot about you, where were you from? Where did you grow up? How many brothers and sisters? Your mother and father? Tell me the whole shebang.
Okay, yeah. Short story. I was born in San Antonio, Texas at Santa Rosa Hospital. I have 3 half-sisters, one on my mother's side, 2 on my father's side. And I have 1 full brother who's about a year older than me. So I'm the youngest of 5. And
5?
Yeah. So my dad was a mechanic and a master diesel tech. Was a shop manager for one of the dealerships, like in the local area. And, it was a well-to-do area, so we did live comfortably. My mother is a teacher.
Teacher for what grade?
Elementary school, I believe, mostly damn. 3rd. Yeah. So, yeah.
I always consider teachers. There's this thing that I do. I do Cameo, and I'm not trying to promote Cameo. Trust me, I don't need to. But every time somebody's a teacher, I salute them because I think it's an honorable, profession, and they don't get paid close to what they should get paid. Right. Is that true?
I think so. I mean, they do a lot of work, and I spent plenty of summers either in my dad's shop or my mom's classroom, and both of them I would say didn't get paid enough. So
yeah,
definitely.
Now, when you were in school, were you a tough kid? You were?
I mean,
because I was a tough kid. I used to fight all the time.
Oh, I love that.
And why do you think that? But I bet you we fought for different reasons. This is something I want to talk about.
Okay.
That is interesting. So, because a lot of people I ask that are tough, they say in school they weren't. I don't know what it is. It's like, I interviewed Frank Shamrock. I don't remember. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
that's
remember.
a tough dude.
I don't remember what he said, but there's other Uriah Hall,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Those guys, they came to State of Mind. It was great. They were great.
Goodness gracious.
They're almost.
I'm not the same caliber, but
No, but you know what? They're just the nicest guys, right?
yeah.
But in school, you were a tough kid. I was a tough kid.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think you fought?
I believe most of the time it was something that was either thrust upon me or somebody else, you know, especially when I was a lot younger. I grew up in an area that was, I mean, there's no polite way to say this. Like, I basically, I was a minority in that situation.
Yeah.
And, you know, like at the time it wasn't true, but, you know, I think there was like the air of like, you're the white kid, so
And
you're
they
way
try-
better off.
right.
And like, yeah, so I'm just being honest with that. And then I had a lot of friends that, you know, once I learned how to fight and I started getting into martial arts and things, they would just pop off at the mouth whenever somebody would like, you know, you're like walking
Yeah.
and someone else is like, don't mess with my friend. And you're like, no, don't say that. And then it would just take off. But yeah, I fought mostly either to defend myself or somebody else.
So you fought back.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. I like to fight a lot of the bullies.
yes.
And
Exactly.
I would take, you know, I didn't like bullies. But my therapist, interesting that we're talking about this. My therapist says, because I fought in elementary, I fought in junior high, and I fought in high school. And she says that you were probably getting back at your dad. Because my dad would hit me with a belt,
Right.
you know, because he didn't know better, and his dad did it to him, and you know that's just the nature of the beast.
Right.
Because you know when I would fight, afterwards, I would even when I lost. No, not when I lost. Let me rephrase it. It didn't feel good, but when I would win, it was this adrenaline, like
Yes.
nothing. Right?
Yes.
Nothing you can imagine. And I don't know if everybody feels that the same way.
I agree. Yeah.
Get it? But you weren't abused.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. You know, like everyone has their definitions. You know, I would say like, yeah, my dad, he has some anger issues sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
and things like that. So, but it was a different time, right? So I don't know that if he was the dad today, he might be a little bit different, you know?
Well, I'm different. You're probably different.
Yeah.
But that's a good conversation to have. Even with you, you're a little uncomfortable talking about it, and because there is a stigma.
Yeah.
But the reality is, with parents, with fathers, they don't know they're doing wrong. I confronted my dad in my 30s. Damn, I can't believe I'm having this deep conversation. This is great.
Yeah, it is.
I can't believe that I confronted my dad in my 30s, and I told him it was abuse. And what are you talking about? That's what my dad did. I said, yeah, Dad, but no matter how you slice it, it's still abuse.
Yeah.
And he was amazing, great. He said, I'm sorry, hijo, which means son. And it was just the most beautiful thing. So it ended up being fantastic. Now, I have broken the chain. I've never laid a finger on any of my kids.
That's so great. That really is.
That's the main part, right?
I mean, to just completely sever it.
Yeah, yeah. Just, I think because I knew what it did to me,
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be done to my kids.
And I think, like, from a personal perspective, it's just, you know, we know so much now. There is so much information. And there's so much
yes.
exposure of situations.
I get you.
And so if my dad could see some of that today, like, who would he be, you know? And so
Right.
I think he's a better man now. And I don't hold anything against him. His dad, you know, it's the same
Right.
thing. It's something that's like kind of passed down, and someone gets a little bit better and a little bit better. And then I'm blessed to have the age of information and exposure, you know?
Yeah.
And so exposure to that information, I think I would like to be the same, where I break that chain. I don't have children yet, but I hope so.
You will. I can probably tell you that right now. I think you will. What about mental health in growing up? Because when I grew up, we didn't know what I mean, I was in a mental institution at 21, but
Really?
yeah, but before then, there was not even a discussion. What bipolar? Come on, they know it. Well, then it was manic depression.
Yes.
Although Jimi Hendrix made a song called Manic Depression.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knew way back. So maybe he was manic depressive. I'm not putting anything out there, but I'm just saying, if he wrote a song about it, you would think that he is or somebody he knows is.
Yes.
What about you growing up? Any mental health?
I mean, I guess I like personally struggle with. It's like one of those things that's like overdiagnosed, but like ADHD. You know, like I'm quite ADHD. I didn't know until I was an adult. But
Explain to me that because everybody explains it to me, then I forget. What is ADHD?
yeah, so I think it's attention deficit hyperactive disorder, hyperactivity disorder, and you either have that or ADD. And I suppose I'm ADD as opposed to ADHD.
What's ADD?
Well, it lacks the hyper part, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm like a combat sport guy, right? Like I have to be moving. But so there's like the differences is like your mind either can't stay focused with the ADD, and then the ADHD is like more like you can't sit still. You know.
But right now you're good.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about ADD or ADHD?
Well, I think the thing is like with it, it's supposedly so there's like an issue with like dopamine delivery, and so they're in like neuropreferine or something like this. So like I take medication right now.
What do you take?
I take Adderall. So
I've heard of Adderall. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
taking. Well, go ahead.
okay, so you know,
Yeah.
it's very helpful for.
And it helps you.
Yes, definitely.
No side effects.
None that I can tell.
When you started taking it? Did you have any side effects? Gaining weight, losing your hair, or anything?
Oh no, I mean like you lose your hunger. Like the first few days you take it, you lose your hunger.
That's all right.
But I mean, I've gained it back. So
Yeah, that's all right.
yeah.
Because as far as medication, it's good we're talking about medication. Here's what I say, and I'll say it, and I still believe it. I believe in medication. My title of my book, Nothing General About It.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It wasn't. I didn't make up the title. My writer did.
That's good.
Love and lithium saved my life. So I've been taking lithium for over 31 years, and I haven't had another breakdown. I've had 3 breakdowns,
Okay.
but I haven't had another one in 31 years.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
And every time I've had a breakdown, I'm off my medication.
Gotcha.
So because I think I'm good or whatever. But as far as anything else, I haven't taken medication. Now, though, I went through an experience, and I believe you can deal with anxiety most of the time on your own.
Yeah.
You breathe, you do whatever needs to be done, and whatever it is that needs to be done. But if the anxiety, if you're in 6th gear, that's where medication will. For me, I'll just speak for myself because then people are going to write me and say, "Oh, no, that medication sucks."
Yep.
But for me, it has saved me 3 separate times now. The right medication has been, but I was at that level.
Right.
You can't once you're in 6th gear, you can't come back.
Right.
It's almost you're in trouble. Anyway, I went on a rant. Sorry.
No, I totally personally understand where you're coming from, and there's a level where you get to, and it's. I think it's a biological thing. It just gets locked into place, and there's no way for you to come out of it. Unless, like it has to do it in some way, shape, or form. And I think, definitely, I understand
exactly.
That. Yeah.
It's almost inside of you. It clicks over to this other thing, and you're like, oh, and then you can't, and then you keep suffering and suffering and suffering. So, you were in the Air Force?
Currently, active duty at JBSA Lackland.
Oh, you are?
Yes, sir.
Anthony, what are you in?
The reserves.
Oh, sweet.
Air Force?
I'm at March Air Force Base.
Oh, okay, there we go. Hey,
Fourth Air Force.
that's awesome. Yeah. I'm with the 16th. I'm underneath the 67 Cyber Wing over at JBSA. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm a 1 Delta. I don't know if that means anything to you, but
What is that again?
I'm a cyber defense operator.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's cool, man.
What about you, man?
Personnel.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah. Coming up on 6 years.
Fly, fight, win, right? Let's go.
So, how is it being in the Air Force?
I love it. I mean, there's, like, obviously the thing that sucks is when you get deployed, right? Like it's never convenient and you lose friendships and sometimes, not always, or you become distant with someone. You have to like rebuild it, and the same thing just happens cyclically, as you go on deployments and things like that. But
You've been there how long?
I should be coming up on my 4th year. So yeah, I joined a little bit later, but yeah.
And what do you plan on doing? Just staying in there for?
I don't know. I enjoy what I do, but yeah, I'm trying to get some of this acting and combat sports to come off the ground a little bit. I'd like to, maybe one day pursue politics, and I think this trajectory that I'm on is something I could build up. I know it's a little like not today, it's like 20 years from now, right?
Yeah,
So, a long time off, yeah. but yeah, I love helping people. And I'm just trying to do the things that I love to kind of build up that.
Yeah. I mean, without getting too into it, but it's a scary time right now.
Yeah.
And you're 100, because I know. Well, I won't get into it, but you're 100% cool with fighting and everything and having, without even. Well, I know you are. You're like a tough son of a bitch.
Thanks, man.
But man, if it were me, I'd be like, I'm bipolar, can't go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you're no hesitation.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Wow, man. And right now, it's like probably since I'm not into politics at all, but it seems like the scariest time since I've been alive. Right now, maybe not, maybe Vietnam, but I don't think I was. Yeah, so
That was scary. Yeah.
yeah, that was maybe
A little bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit different. What else can we get into here, Adam? What's a Secret Service? Is that?
I thought that was interesting. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in the Secret Service. The funny thing about that is I'm not saying I haven't.
Dabbled?
Yeah, like been around that or whatever. But no, I'm not a part of the Secret Service. So.
So, if you've been a part of it, what can you? Oh man, what can you discuss?
Oh well, yeah. Let me reframe that. Like I wasn't a part of it, but sometimes you work near or alongside people, and that's what I did.
Well, those guys just like freaking. They can like almost. They're so intuitive.
I think so.
Read your mind almost like.
They're looking, it's just something like their whole job is to protect someone, right? Like at the end of the day, to read people, to see what's going on. What are your hands doing? What is this person like? What's their personality like? So,
Wow.
I mean, they're packing and they're wearing a nice suit and they're ready to go.
Right.
So.
Now, the situation when this isn't political, but this is more on the lines of what we're talking about. The situation when Trump got shot,
Yeah.
something went down there, right? That wasn't right.
Yeah.
As far as I'm just saying what I saw with my own eyes. A guy's up on a roof. How did he get up on the roof? I mean,
it was like Dealey Plaza all over again. It's just like, what happened here, guys? Like,
right?
Yes.
Somebody, but it seems to me, and I won't get more into it, it seems to me like it just was forgot. Like, no one's talking about it. Like, who got fired? Or why didn't they get fired?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's being reviewed, and I think some people have been suspended, and possibly one person has been removed from their position.
Oh.
I believe the head of the department, she stepped down, and there's a new acting
Oh,
director.
that lady?
Yes, sir, yeah, so.
Yeah, that lady.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
He was up on the roof and then he just started shooting.
But how'd he get in the roof?
I don't know.
Yeah. It was a sloped.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, that's crazy, man.
All right, the world's best guys can't get on a sloped roof. That's.
But they did great in the what I saw, the initial
Yeah.
putting him down.
Of course, yeah.
All that was great.
I mean, the shots they fired were incredible. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't.
No, I'm not saying they didn't do their job. It's like everyone knows, and including the Secret Service themselves. I think, there's no bad mouthing there. I love Secret Service. Please don't come after me.
Yeah.
But I think they did a great job, and I think it was just like a responsive situation. You have chain of command and that sort of thing, and
Yeah.
it's like who's really at fault, and like if someone said don't do that, and they followed suit, it's just, I mean, they were doing their job at the end of the day, right? Like if your chain of command tells you not to do something and you don't do it,
That's true, yeah.
you're doing your job.
But then you have to ask why the chain of command
Right.
said not to do something or
Right.
to do something.
Well, yeah, I agree.
That's where you got to get,
like I said.
Let Sonny take care of it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're married?
Yes, sir.
How's that?
I love my wife.
How long you been seeing her? Or married?
We will be married 10 years in October.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet her?
I met her in a coffee shop that she was managing. I had just come back from being like a missionary, and I needed a job. I was kind of like,
Wait. Don't go so fast here.
Okay.
What is that? What I want to know what it's like to be a missionary.
It's definitely unique. I did it because I don't know, like everybody's got their relationship with God or they don't, one of the two, right? So for me, obviously, it was like through Christianity, and like I was surrounded by a great group of guys that like, like I was a massive partier, like coming out of like high school basically, and I guess like decent looking guy, like very athletic, had some stuff going for me at that time, but was searching for something, I guess, and had some dudes that like invited me to a Bible study, and then just over the course of time, I felt like I began to have like a real relationship with who I consider God.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to tell other people about him, and I feel like oftentimes people feel very like condemned. They don't feel like loved. You know what I mean? Like there's like that like legal sort of like I did wrong, like, oh, please forgive me, and it's just like this over and over again. It's just like what I found was that like God loves me, and like he already knew I was going to mess up, so there's no point to tell me he loves me if he's just going to be like condemning the whole time. It's like the whole story for me was that he loves me so much, that he sent his son to die for me, and then rose again, and then now because of that I have hope for like eternal life, but also that he just loves me regardless of anything that I do wrong. So I want to go share that with people, and became a missionary, and I went to the UK through like a youth-focused like organization. So got to work with like high school kids in the UK, and some were of much more meager means, just like very poor, and some were very affluent. And I don't know, I had a really great time like getting to know them, and just kind of like, because everyone, like we were talking about mental health, like whether you're a rich kid or you're a poor kid, depression, abusive parents, whatever, it doesn't matter which situation you're in, you have the same thing. And a lot of times people don't know that about each other. So like one of the good things is like getting them around each other just so that they can see like, okay, it doesn't matter what situation I'm in. Like I might be, because you feel alone. And I think that loneliness like kind of drives some of those mental health issues or that feeling of depression or whatever else.
Yeah.
It's like knowing that there are other people out there, no matter what their situation is. It's like they're dealing with the same thing.
That's what state of mind is also. People hear you, me, getting into what we're talking about, and they don't. I've had many people, and it's actually I was going to quit the show at one point until this lady sent me something that said, when I watch State of Mind, I don't feel alone. And I said, I can't stop this.
Yeah.
Because it's what you're talking about. Now, I believe in God, right? And even because there's a stigma. There's a stigma. Even now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe even more now. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Right. And when I started the show, I limited talking about God.
Mm-hmm.
And, I wouldn't do it and then a couple of years in it, I just started saying, I don't care. And I started talking, and it's fine. And then you talk, somebody else talks, everybody talks. I thought I was going to get like canceled.
Yeah.
You know, but wasn't the case, and it's so. Look, man. Oh God, I'm gonna get deep.
My bad.
No, it's all right. You know, I've been through some stuff that in the midst of it, when I'm in it, the suffering is so phenomenal, right? I mean, it's just unbearable pain, and then if you think about, if you believe in God, what Jesus, how he suffered
Right.
before the cross and on the cross, and you go, if he did it, we can do it, because it's not even close to what he did.
I agree.
Okay, now, Alan, I want to talk about something that you I don't know. You got to tell me about this.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
You are
Uh-huh.
a power slapper.
Yes, sir.
Is that what they call them? A power slap?
Yeah.
Power slap. How did you get involved with this? Please tell me.
All right. Yeah. Man, this is so funny. Okay, so I was, like prior to any of that, I was a little bit of an actor, right? And
Right.
I wanted to advance that. And but I was also a mixed martial artist, and I kind of lost out on some opportunities due to COVID to kind of advance into the professional realm of mixed martial arts.
Right.
So I saw Dana White, back when it was still Twitter. He tweeted about this thing, Power Slap, and I was just like, well, number one, I love Dana White. And I'm like, if this guy's going to get behind it, and I had seen it, Eastern European dudes do something similar, and I was just like, I got to apply to this thing. And so I did. I didn't hear back for like 8 months, though, like 7 or 8 months.
Damn.
Yeah, so they got back to me. I was at the first event, but I wasn't at their like pre-qualifiers. They did some stuff, and they did a TV show that led up to the first event. And so we were kind of like the guys they used for not quite stand-in work, but it's like we need to get the speed cameras ready and kind of like see what all of this is about. And if you do well, we'll sign you as fighters. And so I did well. But yeah, anyway, so that's basically how I got into it.
So you had to audition getting slapped,
Pretty much, yeah.
and then they say, okay, he gets slapped good, kind of thing,
He can slap good, and he
Yeah.
can take a slap.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then that got you in.
It did.
And so then, let me take this step by step. Then you're in. You're on the TV show or not?
I did do season 3, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you do. You're there season 3. You get season 3. You're happy as hell, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
You're like, damn, I got in.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to practice being slapped like all the time? You go to a gym and they slap you.
That would be so awesome. No, I'm not. Yeah, okay, so.
How the hell did you know that you can do this?
Okay, the first one, right? Like they bring me up there, and I gotta say, it was the craziest thing, right? Because Mark Wahlberg was randomly there, and I was just like, I don't understand his relation into the slap.
Right.
I was like,
Mark
this is awesome.
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. I'm not even.
Is he
joking.
being slapped?
No, he's. I mean, I think there's this small Russian guy who. This is totally random, right? Like, and that's the point. Like, this is very random. His name is Hasbullah, and he's kind of got this like social media personality.
Oh, the little guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that dude.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
With and they did like a fake slap sort of thing up on
Yeah.
the stage. But again, I was like, the heck is Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, that's a trip.
And I love it so much. So, anyway, so you're getting up on stage. There's Michael Bisping. There's Mark Wahlberg in the audience. There's some other celebrities. But that was like the one that I was like, I was just like, all right, I'm going to get up here and do the best I can. But it's hard not to be distracted by who's in the audience. And you got Dana White as well. And I'm going up against some guy whose nickname is like Slappy Joe. And I was just like, man, this is great. This is like,
Wow.
I couldn't ask for more of like a WWE experience, like, just like all this weird stuff going on. And I go up there, and everyone had told me the shorter guy is going to win because like from from a scientific perspective, they do have an advantage against the taller guys because they can do an uppercut with their slap, right?
Oh man!
And if you're a taller guy, you really either have to come down or you have to come from the side, and you don't have the same amount of force impact due to that. So there is like a pivotal step that they have that we don't. Well, I got the first strike, so I lucked out. And I walloped this guy, and he's just, I haven't seen anybody do it, but he just looked like a drunk guy that, like, just got off the plane and was, like, doing this. And so I guess I did well, right? Like, and they're like, we think you're good at...
But did you get slapped?
Yeah.
Now, what does it feel like to get slapped?
Oh, man. For me, it's a bit of a rush. Like,
oh, it's a rush.
Yeah, you get hit, and, like, it's almost like a challenge, like... I could do this, right? Like I got hit, and then if you see some of my videos, I don't know, maybe I'm just like made to do combat sports or something like that, right? But I kind of have that Rocky-esque, like you could just hit me as many times as you want, but I'm not going to go down.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get hit and I just like come right back up.
So it doesn't, you don't go black?
Uh-uh.
You just kind of roll, you know, you do it and.
Yeah.
So now, wow, this is amazing. Now you're in the third show, right?
Right.
Of this power slapping.
Mm-hmm.
So you go up first or second or?
Well, I can't share the details of the show.
Oh, it hasn't been out yet?
Yes, so I mean it's out, but I'm not my fight hasn't
I get you.
Yeah.
Now you got me watching, man.
There it is. Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my audience is mainly like women, but I'm sure they have boyfriends and husbands and I was into it before. I'm not joking.
Okay.
So what else I want to ask you about that? Wow. So now, let's say, I don't know how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. Are you going to try to get into UFC?
I mean, I've been training mixed martial arts, and I think within the past 4 years, the caliber of athletes has gone up quite a bit due to the scientific literature that's out there. It kind of helps us train to become like top-tier athletes as opposed to you used to have to pay for that sort of
But they've lost a lot of stars in UFC.
They have.
I mean, boxing, I'm a big boxer.
That's awesome.
Boxing is kicking some butt right now because it's
coming back.
Yeah, there's something different, right? Where UFC, when they've lost everybody in there.
Yeah.
I still watch it, and I'm still into it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of not the same that it was 5 years ago. Let's say, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what you want to do. You want to get into UFC?
Yeah. I mean, that's
I'll text you
cool.
Uriah Hall for you.
Really?
Yeah. If I mean, nothing can come out of it, but I'll text him and say, look, there's this guy that's on State of Mind. He's in this, slapping thing, and he's a fighter, and, we'll see. I'll see what I can do.
Well, okay, thank you so much.
He's a cool guy, nice guy.
Yeah.
And he'll be honest and say, well, no, I could do fuck UFC, I don't know.
Well,
wow. Well, let me tell you something. That made my day just hearing how people slap each other. It's like, I would be like, if somebody slapped me, I'd be, no more.
No
please.
way, man. You would love it.
Maybe,
you would love it.
Maybe if, because I have like two sides to me.
Yeah.
And, one side is like Sonny on my show, like, tough, and I zero and focus. And then I got another side that's very fragile. But if I can zero in on that thing, and I boxed for 25 years.
There you go. You know this.
I boxed for 25 years, and I was very fast. I had a cobra, they called it, my left hook. Because what I would do, it's hard to show you sitting down. What I would do is I would jab you, and I'd see, and I didn't even have to have your hands down, but I'd jab your face, and then I'd jab to like the chest, and your hands would go down a little, and I would step, and you can't see it. Because by the time I'm step in, this is over you. You get it?
Yep.
So I hit you.
It's almost like a peekaboo style, but not quite.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Alan, we're going to conclude this conversation. You've been I liked you a lot more than, I don't know what I was, not that I wasn't going to like you.
So I don't know, maybe not.
No, I don't know what I thought.
Yeah.
But It's been so pleasant
Thank you.
and easy, and I really, really hope that you achieve this fighting thing that you want to achieve.
Thank you very much.
And I think you may do it. You just got to keep moving forward, right? Yeah, I wish I had more connections, but all right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of mind. Thank you very much. I'm gonna slap him right now.